chance of the Philadelphia 76ers to win the NBA championship. The Chicago Bulls controlling the opening tip. They have usually attempted to get Cartwright going early. Over Edwards. Bill Laimbeer to the rebound. And here comes Joe Dumars. Edwards up front with Laimbeer and Rodman. Thomas and Dumars in the backcourt. Isaiah Thomas going left off the dribble, trying to feed Laimbeer, and the Bulls able to break it up. Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan still bothered by the tendonitis in his left knee. At times he's been on the gimpy side. He sat out most of practice yesterday. Looks to be running well here in the early going.
Yeah, and the rest did Jordan did him well. The knees have been bothering him. He needed a couple days off, and he'll come out today smoking from the beginning.
Shot clock down to 2. Here's Thomas. Chicago Bulls have successfully defended against the Detroit Pistons pick and roll, and they have been particularly successful as Pippen fires at home for a 4-0 lead. They have done the job against Bill Laimbeer with the matchup of Scottie Pippen jumping out on Laimbeer.
Well, what happens is the full court pressure uses up time off the 24-second clock as the offensive foul is called right there by Eddie Rush under the basket. But the full court pressure takes time off the 24-second clock. Then as the pick and roll takes place, they switch. And with Pippen guarding Laimbeer, the main screener on the pick and roll, he's quick enough to keep the ball in front of him, play the small guard, and then the small guard just bellies up to Laimbeer.
Rodman called for that foul. Cartwright setting the pick. Edwards jumping out on Pippen, who went to the crossover and then finds the open Cartwright. Well, he took a lot of time to get set, but he's able to hit it. Scotty Hastings mentioning the other day that Bill Cartwright takes about 5 seconds to get the shot off because he looks for the extra television exposure. And Phil Jackson arguing that call against Cartwright.
Keeping the body on people, being physical down inside, not letting the offensive post player establish good position. That's one of the goals of the Bulls.
Well, they're calling them very close here at the start, which was anticipated. Laimbeer, away from the ball, called for the blocking foul.
Hey, these officials read newspapers, listen to the shows like everyone else. They hear the statements made by the coaches and players. They're going to establish control of this game.
Another whistle. It's called on Thomas.
Now, the one thing, as this is a very experienced veteran officiating crew, you don't want to ruin the basketball game. These are two outstanding teams who play aggressive ball.
Are you saying they are on the verge of ruining a game with the happy whistles going here at the start? As Dumars is able to put the Pistons on the board.
And keep in mind now, all 8 points combined by both teams have come from the perimeter. No one taking it inside or to the basket yet off the dribble. And what I was saying is that at some point here early, you got to let the guys play the game.
3 minutes gone by. Grant with the step. Grant with the rebound, and he is fouled. Edwards picking up his first, and Horace Grant will go to the line.
Grant gets the shot off because he had moved into Laimbeer and had plenty of room between the two bodies. As a result, Laimbeer could not put a body on him and check him off. Second shot, offensive rebound.
Grant, 71% free throw shooter. Horace Grant had a strong series against the Philadelphia 76ers. And he's given the Bulls a 7-2 lead. Here's pressure, light pressure by Chicago that has provided problems for the Pistons. Edwards off a double team. Dumars. And it's tipped and missed by Rodman. Crowd looking for a travel. Laimbeer jumping out as Cartwright set the pick. Pippen, yes. And the Bulls lead it 9-2. The Pistons have won 13 of 15 against Chicago here at at the Palace. Good switch by Grant. Mismatches Rodman and Paxson. They double up on that. Isaiah shed the three, goes for the scoop, and it's tipped home by Laimbeer.
Yeah, but I think the most important point there is that after the ball was kicked out from the double team to Isaiah, he ball faked and took it to the basket, dribble penetration, which forces their defense to rotate inside.
Oh, what a fake by Jordan through the double pump, and Michael able to hit on his second field goal. The Bulls 11 and the Pistons 4. Thomas with the spin and the bucket.
And that time Detroit went to the pick and roll using Bill Cartwright as the guy who had to make a decision whether to switch or stay with the basketball, and that's what they need to go to today. More Cartwright involved defensively.
Rodman took the drive from Pippen. Grant, nice fadeaway move by Horace Grant. It's the Bulls 13 and the Pistons 6. Paxson trapping Thomas, squeezing through. Pistons with the numbers. Edwards lost it. Oh, Jordan stripped the dribble. Paxson open. Yes. And the Bulls lead it 15-6.
When you see Chicago go into its trapping defense, one of the things Detroit wants to do is get the two big men, Laimbeer and Edwards, down the floor. Then, in the middle, Dennis Rodman will wind up playing the role of the point guard, having to make the decision as they attack.
Fast start by the Chicago Bulls. They jump in front, 15-6.
The Bulls went to their pressing, trapping defense. When they double-team Isaiah, the man in the middle, or the new point guard, winds up being Dennis Rodman. He has to make a decision at the end, hit either Laimbeer or Edwards. The problem is Edwards putting it on the floor against Jordan. That's a no-no right there. One of the best set of hands in the league.
Chicago has opened up, hitting 7 of its first 10 from the field. Let's go over to Ahmad.
All right, Marv, during that last timeout, Coach Chuck Daly very upset about the lack of aggression on his basketball team, the bad shots, too many perimeter shots. They want to try to work it down in low and get tougher. Marv.
That has been the story over the first 2 games. Here's Thomas. Mark Aguirre has come on. And here's Paxson with Dumars back. Good play by Dumars. Broke it up. It will be Chicago ball.
And Detroit needs to pay attention to the fact they're so concerned with getting second shots on the offensive boards that Chicago is not going to hold the ball when they get it. They're trying to push it back at them.
Oh, Pippen rejected by Rodman. Isaiah putting the move on Paxson. Isaiah Thomas, obviously so important to this Piston ball club, showing his quickness early despite the assorted injuries that he is playing with. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Cartwright wide open, and the Bulls take a 17-8 lead.
A little pick and roll action by the Bulls, coming right back at the Pistons with the thing that the Pistons do best, two-man basketball.
Chuck Daly wasting little time and inserting Mark Aguirre, who led Detroit with 25 points, and that's a foul on Paxson. 25 points in 34 minutes, game 1 on Sunday, and then game 2, he had a 16-point outburst in 27 minutes. He's had the hot hand off the bench.
Well, the two guys off the bench, Vinnie Johnson and Aguirre, have been the keys for the Pistons hanging close the few times that they have been close in the first 2 games.
Aguirre going to work on Grant and called for the foul. Horace Grant picks up his first. Vinnie Johnson has averaged 25 per game over the first 2, and Mark Aguirre at 20 and a half. Crowd with sarcastic reaction when fouls have been called against Chicago. Dumars and Jordan able to sweep it. Over the first 2 games, the Bulls have shot 42 more free throws than the Pistons. Jordan going glass. He's hit 3 out of 4, and the Bulls open up a 19-8 lead. Back in game 1, the Bulls opened at 20-8 in Chicago.
And Jordan staying basically perimeter so far this afternoon, not taking it to the rim, but pulling up for that medium-range jump shot.
Aguirre with the spin. And back come the Bulls, and the Pistons upset, looking for a foul call on that move by Aguirre. Rodman got a piece of it. Dumars met by Jordan. Edwards.
The Bulls are playing with such confidence. They get back in transition defense, stop the easy layup, and then they just run and double team the basketball, not really concerned with who's open right now for the Pistons as a result of the double team.
Jordan waving Grant away, and then Grant posts up on Aguirre. Grant, yes, so much for Horace Grant not hitting the outside shot after taking off those prescription goggles.
He did not heed the advice of the eye doctor.
Yes, Dr. David Orth, the Bulls ophthalmologist, said that he was kind of concerned when the glasses were taken off. And the foul against Edwards.
Keep an eye. Edwards establishes such deep position. His teammate knows he's in trouble. Watching the left side of the screen as Pippen says, I need to help out here and go for the steal on the entry pass.
And James Edwards, after collecting his second foul, will sit down. John Sally, who has been in foul difficulty over the first two games, has come on for the first time. So it is Sally, Aguirre, and Rodman up front. As Chuck Daly goes to the early shuffling, his club is down 21-8. 3:40 remaining in this first quarter. A battle between Jordan and Dumars, and then Jordan collided with Aguirre. Shot clock is at 2. Pippen, yes! And the Bulls have been unconscious in this first quarter.
Exactly. Chicago's playing almost a perfect first quarter here. I think Chuck Daly just needs to tell the Pistons, look, hang in there. They're doing everything right, making every big shot. We'll work our way back into this game. It's a long game.
Aguirre. And he was looking for the foul. Now a loose ball foul against the Pistons. It's called on Rodman.
One thing you need to keep in mind, the Bulls are so quick, so aggressive, has some great hands. You need to get the ball out of double teams quickly. The longer you hold it, the more chance you're going to have of either being stripped or winding up with a bad shot at the end. A little bit of frustration by Mark Aguirre after the bad shot.
It's the Bulls 23 and the Pistons 8. 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Jordan. Rare miss by the Bulls, but they're able to get a new 24. Paxson from deep. And Vinnie Johnson, who just came on, able to get to it.
Chuck Daly going with the small unit, 3 guards, and along with Mark Aguirre, hoping to have more guys with the ability of scoring and put it on the floor.
Aguirre went short on the downtown attempt. Chuck telling us yesterday that he figures to go quite a bit with Vinnie Johnson as a small forward, staying with the 3-guard alignment. Technical foul has been called. Looked like Aguirre and Grant were getting involved. And it is called on Aguirre. So things are heating up. The Pistons, a very frustrated ball club. They are trailing by the score of 23-8. Here's another look at it as Aguirre and Grant came together. A little shove by Aguirre. And then again as Grant attempted to establish position, and that was clear cut. The tee on Aguirre. We'll be back in a moment. The Chicago Bulls over the last 5 minutes in the midst of a 12-2 run. Mark Aguirre was just been hit with a technical foul. Also a personal foul on the push of Horace Grant. Michael Jordan will shoot the technical. So the Bulls have hit 11 of 18 from the field. Detroit only 4 out of 15 in this first quarter. Detroit has missed its last 5 field goal attempts. And the Bulls now lead it 24-8. Mike, how do you explain what is going on here. Home court advantage for Detroit, must-win situation, but it's been the same story. They have come out passive, and of course the Bulls have been on fire.
From the beginning of the game, the Bulls looked like a cool, calm, collected team, understanding what they had to do to get it done today as Grant misses a little layup inside.